All right, good morning again, everyone. I know I said that I wasn't going to do another one of these until after my work week was over, when my next set of days off, but I feel like where I left off on video number 1 with this quote from Joseph Fielding Smith, and I'll put a link to video 1 in the description in case you're stumbling on this video before you've seen video number 1. And also, in the last video, I realized I mentioned Gerald and Sandra Tanner's bookstore. It's Utah Lighthouse Ministries. Their website is utlm.org. So you can get a copy of this Joseph Smith's Failed Prophecies book from their bookstore, utlm.org. I'll put it in the description. So, anyways, I ended with this quote from Joseph Fielding Smith here, and I think it kind of left a little bit of a hole that needs a little more explanation for those people who aren't 100% familiar with the Mormon Church or some of its history. And those of you that are members of the LDS Church today, you recognize that this is the prophecy that Joseph Smith gave in 1832 regarding the temple that would be built on the temple lot in Missouri, and that the New Jerusalem would spread out from the temple lot there. But anyways, so I'm going to show what Joseph Fielding Smith is talking about here for the over 170 years at his time. Answers to Gospel Questions, Volume 4. Okay. So what he's referencing is section 84 of the Doctrine and Covenants, revelation given through Joseph Smith the prophet at Kirtland, Ohio, September 22nd, 23rd, 1832. Okay? This is the heading to the section. New Jerusalem and the temple shall be built in Missouri. Okay? And the reason the 170 years is so important for this revelation, I will show you. But I want to read this revelation to you so you get the context. A revelation of Jesus Christ unto his servant Joseph Smith Jr. and 6 elders as they united their hearts and lifted their voices on high. Yea, the word of the Lord concerning his church, established in the last days for the restoration of his people, as he has spoken by the mouth of his prophets. There's my guinea hens out there. Yeah, they're just walking around, making noise. They're okay. Where'd we leave off? For the restoration of his people, as he has spoken by the mouth of his prophet, and for the gathering of his saints to stand upon Mount Zion, which shall be the city of the New Jerusalem. Okay, remember. So this will be the city of the New Jerusalem, which shall be built beginning at the temple lot, which is appointed by the finger of the Lord in the western boundaries of the state of Missouri, and dedicated by the hand of Joseph Smith Jr. and others with whom the Lord was well pleased. Verily, this is the word of the Lord, that the city, New Jerusalem, shall be built by the gathering of the saints beginning at this place, even the place of the temple, which temple shall be reared in this generation. Okay, now see why Joseph Fielding Smith recognizes the significance of 170 years have gone by and the temple has still not been built. Okay? Because which temple shall be reared in this generation? Joseph Smith is talking to the generation of people alive in 1832. For verily this generation shall not all pass away. Not all. That means all. A-L-L, all means all. For verily this generation shall not all pass away, until a house shall be built unto the Lord, and a cloud shall rest upon it, which cloud shall be even the glory of the Lord, which shall fill the house. Okay? So, we've established that Joseph Smith is talking to the generation of people in 1832. Now keep in mind, for me today making this video, it's 2024. So on September 22nd, 2024. That will be, what will that be? 191 years, right? You guys can do the math. I went to public school, so I might be wrong. But at the time that Joseph Fielding Smith is writing answers to the gospel questions, it's already been 170 years. So in my generation, 191 years. And so now, knowing that Joseph Smith is talking to the people of the generation of 1832, saying somebody will still be alive who was born in 1832 when this prophecy is fulfilled. Now look at the significance of what Joseph Fielding Smith is saying. Over 170 years have gone by, and the temple still has not been built. Unless a generation can be considered to be longer than 170 years, this revelation fails. Joseph Fielding Smith, who became the 10th prophet of the Mormon Church, answered the generation question by stating that it is reasonable to believe that no soul living in 1832 is still living in mortality on the earth. So actually reading that in context, the author of the book is stating it's been over 170 years since that prophecy was given, and the author of this book published this. I don't know if it says in here. Table of contents. No, it doesn't say when the author of this book published it, but at the time of publishing this book, it was 170 years. So I'm sorry for misinterpreting that, but you can still see that the significance of it is Joseph Fielding Smith, who became the 10th prophet of the Mormon Church, answered the generation question by stating that it is reasonable to believe that no soul living in 1832 is still living in mortality on the earth. Okay? And it's 2024. 190 years have passed, if my public school education is correct. September 22nd will be 191 years since this prophecy was given. I'm sorry, people, but nobody alive in 1832 is still alive today. Okay? This is a failed prophecy. And not to mention, I want to point one more thing out that I find is interesting. What do we learn that the boundaries of the New Jerusalem are in the Bible? That goes from the land northward to the land southward, from the river to the sea. I don't remember the exact number. I'm trying to do this from memory real quick because the thought just popped in my head. I want to say it's 1,200 miles by 1,200 miles squared, something like that. But anyways, for the sake of this video not being too long, look that up in your Bible. It does say what the boundaries are for the New Jerusalem. Do a Google search on it, and you should be able to get that information easy. But if my memory serves me correctly on those dimensions, this says in Doctrine and Covenants, section 84, which city, sorry about that, folks, which city shall be built beginning at the temple lot, which is appointed by the finger of the Lord in the western boundaries of the state of Missouri and dedicated by the hand of Joseph Smith. I know an argument could be made that, well, that's just the beginning and it's going to branch out from there. But taking the text at its word that it's going to be built in the western boundaries of the state of Missouri, the dimensions for the New Jerusalem won't even fit in the entire state of Missouri, let alone just the western boundaries. You know, I just think it's so funny that for 38 years of calling myself a Mormon, and it was actually pretty close to my 38th birthday in January that I left the Mormon church. I decided that's it. I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. It's a complete fraud. It's false. And I'll tell you what, I'm 45 years old today. I just turned 45 years old a week and a half ago. And from 38 to 45, this adventure of studying the Bible, getting to know God, getting to know the real God of the Bible, the Yod-He Vav-He of the Old Testament, Yahweh, some believe is how we pronounce his name, and his son, Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. This has been so amazing. It's so beautiful, seeing who the real God of the Bible is. The love, the compassion, the caring, the mercy that he shows for us, but also his law, his word, the things that we should be doing that we're not, and I want to do more videos on that in the future, but it sufficeth me to say right now that there is a God, he has a son, and they're worth believing in. And I get this question a lot also. So if you're not Mormon anymore, what do you believe? Did you join another church? And the answer to that question is no. I did not join another church. I have a hard time with organized religions for obvious reasons. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and feeling like I was lied to for 38 years of my life. What I tell people today is I am one man reading my Bible, doing my best to understand what it says, and do it. And that's the short, simple answer to that question. And, learning to interpret the Hebrew language, and I've started studying a little bit of the Greek language and learning what words like ecclesia actually mean in the Greek. It doesn't mean church, means congregation. I'm starting to see that the importance of your relationship with your Creator. It's you and your Creator. It's not you, then the organization, then Joseph Smith, and then my Creator. I already have a mediator between me and God, and that's Jesus Christ the Messiah, Yeshua the Messiah. And that is so freeing. It's a weight lifted off of your shoulders, coming to the true God of the Bible. Anyways, now I'm rambling on, so now the video's getting longer than I wanted it to be. But I love you all. I appreciate you listening. If you're still here with me at this point, I appreciate you being here. Give this video a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. All my videos, I've been reading through the Bible, just uploading Bible verses, just trying to share a little good in this world of chaos. So anyways, thank you. Love you.